Today I'm going to be covering a topic or a recipe called fat bombs. Now, there are lots of recipes for fat bombs on YouTube, but this one's going to be a little different. Not really. I mean, it's just got different ingredients in it. But what I really want to focus on is the purpose of fat bombs. So on the keto diet or lifestyle food program, I think that's a better term for it, the whole idea is that you really want to have fat be a major player in your diet. So by no means is this a low-fat diet. So eat as much good, high-quality fat, saturated being the best, and monosaturated in terms of fats like coconut oil. So you really want to up your fat percentage to about 80% of your diet. And I know that sounds outrageous. So as a differential lifestyle eating program, keto is quite differential because the purpose is to up your fat intake, because fat digests relatively slowly and it doesn't produce fat as a biological mechanism in the body. So the fat bombs are essentially eating globs or bombs of fat, and that's to bring your fat intake up to the 80%, because sometimes when you're eating your regular meals, that might not be possible. And particularly when the emphasis is to reduce carbohydrates and supplement that carbohydrate provision that was in the past the focus point of most diets, and replacing that with fat instead. All right, so now I'm going to go into the producing of my fat bomb recipe. Hello, we're back with our fat bombs recipe, and you will need 1 cup of macadamia nuts, half a cup of pecans, 1/3 cup of Swerve sweetener, about 10 drops of stevia, whatever flavor you like. If you can get maple syrup, or sorry, maple flavored stevia, that would be good. 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, a pinch of salt, generous pinch, and 1 tablespoon of Psyllium Husks. All right, so let's start by grinding up the pecans and the macadamia nuts, and you want them to be relatively fine. You'll also need to have 1 cup of coconut oil. All right, and when I get to the coconut oil bit, that's the fat. I'll show you what that looks like. So here is my nuts ground up. To that, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. And my 10 drops of stevia. And my teaspoon of vanilla. All right, and my pinch of salt. So generous pinch of salt. That much I'm going to add to this quantity of nuts, and then I'm going to whirl those around and make a nut butter. All right, where's my other lid? There it is. Put that on top of my little gizmo. This is a small food processor. I've had it for a number of years. I just like it. All right. Have this kind of consistency. It's kind of buttery, thick, pasty looking. All right. And this I'm going to add to my heated coconut oil. So I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. Okay, folks, I'm back, and my coconut oil is on a low heat, and it's melted. So you don't want to overcook coconut oil because it loses its nutritional value when you overcook it. So when it gets to this clear consistency, you want to add your nut butter to this. Add my nuts to this, and the psyllium husks and the vanilla and all of that other stuff. let it settle in there. Make sure you got it all. All right, and then to this, you want to add your Swerve sweetener. And if you have it in the house, 1 tablespoon of no sugar syrup, all right? If you can get a maple type flavoring, that would be nice, but if you can't or you don't have it, it's fine, all right? And then you just let that cook for a little while, this sort of nutty mix that you have here, all right? So just let it cook for a little while. Let all those spices infuse into the oil. So you want to do that for about 5 minutes on a low heat. All right? So here's my 1 tablespoon of syrup. All right? Now this is more of a dessert type thing, but you know, the goal is to, as I mentioned previously, is to up your fat content for the day. So at the end of the day, if you're down on, oh, that smells deliriously good with the syrup. If you're not up on your fat content for the day, then you can have one of these, all right? You can have 2 of these if you want, all right? Just the macadamia nuts are high in fat, the pecans are high in fat, and that syrup just makes it. If you want the links to any of the syrups or other ingredients, you can. I'll put a link in here, so you can just click on it. All right. Then what you want to do is, when this has settled in for about a minute, you want to fill these little silicone cups. And if you have paper cups, that's fine, but silicone works a little better. They come out a little easier when they're done, and refrigerate them, okay? And I'm not sure how much this will yield, but I'd say about 15 of those little cups. All right. And you can get the little silicone cups also on the link that I provide. Hi there. I'm back with my fat bombs, and this is what they look like, all right? Out of the little containers. Now, sometimes you can put little nuts on top and then freeze them that way, but I'm going to slice one in half. They're right out of the freezer, so I don't know how well they're, oh, quite good, all right? So I just put these in there literally 15 minutes ago, and that's what it looks like inside. And I'm going to cut this in half again, and I'm going to have a taste. Really good. Now, that syrup makes a difference that I add. So if you don't have it in the house, you can get some from the Keto Curiosity Pantry. I can't speak because these are so good. All right, so I have to have another piece. All right, enjoy. So one last request I would ask of you is to subscribe if you haven't done so before, and to mark a positive response, a thumbs up for the video. That's always very helpful. Thank you very much again, and I'll see you on the next recipe.